leadership, like what does leadership mean to you?
I think I came across this term very recently, and I've always believed in that, but I didn't quite knew that there was a term like this, and that was servant leadership. It actually means basically is where you go ahead and you are of course leading it, but you are a servant to the people who are associated to you. you know it's kind of your focus is their success, and you're working for them, you're working for their growth, and that would ultimately lead to your growth. I mean, that would happen by default, but that's the byproduct. But your core objective is employ first, help people, and that's my sense of leadership, and that's what I'm building towards in today's scenario. Earlier there was a different understanding of leadership in my mind, where I used to always have an idea of, if I can follow, I can be a leader. I always had this in mind. A follower is the best leader. So I always thought this as my mindset of being a leader. But very recently, I was talking to some of my founder friends, and I came across this term, and I was fascinated by it when I read about it and went across. And yes, that's it. That's what I'm inspired for. If I'm able to empower my people, if they feel like they grew, they feel like they went ahead, and they became a better person than they were yesterday or even a month back, then I think that's the real leadership all about. So I believe in servant leadership, and I'm working towards that direction right now.
Great. That's really interesting. And what's also interesting is what you said before. A follower is a great leader, will be a good leader. Why do you think that's the case?
Because I would say, Andrew, why do I think a follower is the best leader is because a leader, I mean, a person, let's just call it a person. I'm not even calling it a leader. A person who wants to empower others or help others have to first be able to have that capability of learning from others. You aren't the almighty. Let's just get that. You are helping a certain group of people. There are people who are better than you in the world, and you must know how can you get the best from them, so that you can, as we say, empower, influence, uplift, elevate your community, your audience, or your people around. So unless I have that inner hunger of learning, inner hunger of growing, and following some of the top leaders in the segment I am in, let's say in the niche I am in, then I don't think I'll be able to guide my own community, my own audience, or my own people out there. How can I do that when I am not myself following? So I always have been motivated by leaders who are not dominating, or they don't empower or impose their wishes. There's a huge difference that is between a boss and a leader, and we have this corporate culture of boss in some of the Asian cities or countries, to say, and I'm of course in other parts of the world also, in Europe also I've heard it. So it's not that it's only here, but it's there in other parts of the world. It is a performed method, but if you are planning to work with millennials, with Gen Z, this is not going to work at all. They are very passionate people. They're driven by emotions. If you want to make sure that they give their 1000% to the organization, you have to give them 10,000, and only then it will work. Otherwise it won't.